And welcome everyone to King James Bible University. I'm Elder Michael Johnson with the Lost Sheep of Israel, Precept Mastery. And I just came on here just to give you a little bit of an update on as far as the Precept Communication class that's actually going to be going on starting today. We're going to do an overview in which we're going to start be doing on a weekly basis, but it won't actually be seen on YouTube. So it will be over back at KJBU. And I want to make sure that everybody who want to be part of it, and I know that's in this part that's showing in below, don't try to click in because I know you can't actually get in there. But the main thing is what I want you to do. I want to make sure that some things that you need to do, I'm trying to make sure that you can do. Let me go through a couple of things here to which you can be doing. I'm trying to make sure. And that's not it. I need to, let me hit the editor. This is the part I need. This is the part I need. And this is what I'm trying to get. And this is what I need there. So let me save this. And if you refresh your browser, you'll be able to see what I actually updated. That's what I actually was doing. I was actually updating some of that because if you want to be part of that class, if you already have a Precept Written Communication book, if you already have that, if you already ordered it, then you can actually go back in the class and you wouldn't have no issues about what's going to be going on back there. However, we also have people who want to come back there and some people who haven't purchased the book. If you want to purchase the book is $20, which I think I should have put in there and I didn't. But it's $20 and you can actually cash app it to the Precept Mastery to come back there. Now, do you need to have the book to be back there? No, you don't. You don't need the book to be back there. But it's good to have it to where you can actually learn and understand how to do it. So that's the part. That's the part of that. But do you need it? No. But now, do you need to be over on the other side? And if you're not part of KJBU or King James Bible University, and if you ever registered over there, then it'll be impossible for you to actually be part of the class, which you need to be over there part of the class. So you can sit there. You can send me an email to where if you haven't registered, to where you can get in there. Because if not, I'm gonna tell you right now, as I'm keep saying, you will not see it because it's not going to be over here nowhere. We won't be coming over here telling you to go over there. It's just going to be over there because it's scheduled over there. So I want to make sure if you want to be part of the class, make sure that you register. Everybody who registered already in KJBU, you already been invited to it. So make sure that you're there. It's 4:30. Be going on 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, our time. That'll be there. So hopefully that you guys will be able to join us. We'll be doing the Precept Written Communication, which a lot of times you guys seen me doing it on the application. And as I was doing it on the application, I most people I knew you can fumble through it, but we're actually going to go step by step to show you exactly the process on how to do it. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be showing you step by step, and I'm not going to just do one just to do one and then you just stay there. Then that's the issue. And I believe and base thing to do, same thing some people putting in there, please send me an email because as soon as I come up, I'm gonna be busy again doing some other things. But I do need you to send me an email and make sure to where you can get back there. Because I'm gonna tell you, to be most important, to see how the language actually structured breakdown is, you're actually going to learn how to actually structurally break down a verse clearly and be able to go through it by yourself. And now, just like I said, you're not going to be doing it. We're not going to do one and then we're done. Every week I'm going to be going through that and we're going to find verses to where it's controversial. So I'm going to be letting them know and I'm going to show you how to break them down. And as you break them down, we're going to be structured out of the book because the book actually gives you the concept on the understanding on how to actually break the verse down anyway. But better yet, it's better, as some people say, they like to be seen, they like to see it. and see demonstrations while we all back there together doing it. And that's why I'm doing it in that way. So that's one of the things. I also want to address another point to where Dial apparently he responded. And the same thing I want to let people know, same thing with Michael Israel. Me and Michael Israel, we spoke yesterday. We spoke again. We spoke first, I believe it was Sunday. We spoke. We had a good conversation. We spoke to him. Me and Brother Smalls. We spoke to him probably for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Real good conversation. Real cool. Seemed like a cool brother. And but we had differences there, which he sees some things. They see a lot of stuff literal, not spiritual, and what we see everything spiritual because he said you got to worship God in spirit and truth, and we see a lot of stuff spiritual, which he said opposite. So we was having our differences there, but overall, pretty cool brother. So my thing is, he was still sitting there saying, if I wanted him to come on, he was still open to it, and he was still opening the door if I wanted to come over there. So that is cool. And as I told him, I have no qualms with him. I have a qualm with the doctrine. That's where our issue was. But Dow, the one, actually put the challenge there. So as I told Michael, the same thing. I sat right there and I said, you are not the focus, because the focus was not him. But for some reason, I guess under miscommunication, he felt that we was directing it at him also per se. I said, no, we attacking the doctrine, not you per se. So we got all that. But he overall, pretty cool guy. Pretty cool guy. Nothing wrong with it. But I do want to show you Dow on his response. But I do want to let you know the main thing, the same thing with Dow. He's more than welcome to sit here, but I will treat him as I will treat people a little bit differently, because as I told Michael the same thing, is that I'm attacking the doctrine. I have no problem with Dow. I technically have no problem with Dow, but I'm attacking his doctrine because of what he's doing. So Dow responded in a completely different manner, which I think was actually uncalled for. But I'm getting ready to show it to you to show you what I'm talking about. Because as I said, I'm very upfront. And let me see, I got to go to spiritual. And so I'm going to go here. And this is actually on Michael, even though I know his last name, but I do know he goes under Michael Israel. So that's the reason I just say Michael Israel, because even though it shows his last name when he calls me, but since he don't show it and he's being that way up front, I'm cool with it. So he goes by Michael Israel. I hold it to Michael Israel. I'm not going to call him by his other name because evidently he don't want people to know. But right there, his first name is Michael, so I'm good. But the main thing is I want to show you something, because Dow responded to this. And let me see, I'm gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna pull it up on Michael's page, and to where he's over at with Spiritual Combat. So I'm gonna pull that up. Let me get this together, and that's this one here. Actually, yeah, that's this here. Let me get this out the way. So what actually happened is this, and actually let me let me pull this. Yeah, let me pull this up some to where we can actually see what's going on, because I want you to see this. But this is Dow. He actually replied to what this was, where Michael was doing an update. He was doing an update just saying that it wasn't going to go through, because earlier that day, me, him, and Brother Smalls was speaking. We all was speaking, and then we had a good conversation. We spoke to probably about almost 2 hours. We had our differences, but we partied cool. Everything was cool. And then he came on and he did this. Then he came on and said, nothing's going to happen, this and that, and everything went on. Now, whatever, all this stuff started coming out, and the same thing is people sitting there debating, and the same thing, like I said, this guy here, he talks kind of nonsense. But what happened is Dow responded 5 hours ago, and he said, first off, dishonor this so-called elder has exhibited is beyond the pale, which he need to first learn how to structure English, because that's, well, I go past that. But then, that's a whole issue within itself. He said, I speak very clearly. I ain't doing no internet debates. Now, I clearly made that clear to Michael, which Michael clearly understood where I was coming from the first two times we told him that before. Now, because I don't do debates. We do everything based on precepts. Debates is a push of theories, seeing who's the best theorist based on books, and you can go back and forth with who book is this and who book is that. That's a theorist, and we don't do that. We base it on one book. We come out of the one book, and this is what he did. So he says face to face, and he said, "Who in the hell is he anyway?" So again, just like I said, I'm nobody technically to him, but in the industry that I'm in, very well known. However, because he's unknown, he sit there, but most people sit there and they think he has a, a, a following that is large to him on his side. Just like I said, we have a 14,000 following on the YouTube side, but we have another 500,000 following actually through the KJBU side. So I'm 5 times bigger than him, but still he done got big headed. And he said, and he means nothing to me, which I never said I meant something to him anyway. And then he says, tell his A to meet Torah, which is Yiddish, condition, and I may consider giving him time. So again, he puts himself on a pedestal to make, he want people to give him time, or I'd be gracious enough that he gives me time, which that's not the case. So I responded to him, and he can respond back, but I'm gonna let him know something before I come off of here. And I just said, first, Mr. Dow, I have exhibited, what have I exhibited in Pale? And it says, I was given a link to your video, which I was, and you made a challenge to the world about biblical structure of marriage, multiple women. That's what he did. And he put images up, somebody can refute him, all this stuff, and bragging how he destroyed people, this and that. Now just put in there, your concept is a self-conjugated dissidence physiological, which exhibited openly market that type of structure in your theory of belief and your communication, which he does. He comes up with his own self-theories. He believes his own crap. That's all that's all they're saying, if you didn't know what that meant. But that's what they're saying. It says, you are speaking clear as I have spoken clearly. I said, as I told Michael, a spiritual compact, which I did, I do not engage in so-called debates, which I told him that. And then it says, that's nothing more than one trying to prove personal theories, exactly what it does. It says precepts are fundamental structure and most critical methodological to approach scripture as a whole, because that's all we're going to do. We're going to deal with precepts, and precepts we're only going to deal with is in the Bible. So evidently we know he has a problem there, because that's why he's leashing out in this manner. It says, who am I? I am the son of my father, the servant of the Most High God, nothing more, nothing less or less. And my flesh should not be anything to you anyway, but the words contained in the scripture should, which they should. Why should I meet Torah? And it's Yiddish, which is telling one of the following conditions of the Talmud, which is true. Most times I used to, in a lot of old time, we use Torah language and say Torah just as the language to where most people were so familiar with it, but that's actually is Yiddish, and it's actually referring you technically back to the Talmud, but most people don't even know that. But most people sit there and say Torah, 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 Torah. They use Torah like crazy, but they're actually talking Yiddish, and it actually physically refers you back to the Talmud, but he don't know that. And then it says, you need to stay out of the so-called Hebrew translation, strong concordance, dictionaries, and commentaries, which another person showed me another video, which he uses a lot of dictionaries and commentaries. He uses a ton of them. He said, though yourself delusional, have put yourself on a too high pedestal, thinking of considering giving me time. Personally and spiritually, my conditions are met without you, which they are. Then I just put those couple of verses he need to remember in closing. So I did that for a reason, because what I want to let him know is this. I'm not there to, I'm not here to sit there to see anything that he's doing. But the main thing is he stepped on a field, and he's on a field where he's teaching the doctrine, and he's teaching the doctrine. He's teaching doctrine of truth of the Most High God. So you stepping on a field where you thinking a line, but you're more of a hyena, because the more thing I'm gonna say is this: the level that you're on and the field you're on, you have lions there. And I will always deal with where you directing this multiple nonsense, this silliness, this childish stuff, and you trying to indoctrinate Israelite women. So I have an issue. Why I have an issue? I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite. I have a girl. I have nieces. I have friends with daughters. So you came on the field, which you shouldn't be on, and I'm going to meet it every time. So I will always be against what you teach. So if you continue to teach it, I will continue to teach against it. So I have no problem with that. But this is what they're, so same as he's saying, give me time. One, I'm not seeking your time. You know, you can keep your time to yourself. You do what you want to do, you keep it how you want to keep it. However, as we continually move forward and you teach about multiple marriages, I will continue to show people how that is really contradictory. And one thing most people always need to remember, the most flatline thing anybody can remember is this: any law, the easiest way to remember it, any law that God has in his Bible, any law in the Bible, do not go contrary to the law of the land. Keep that in mind. Why am I saying it that way? Any law in the Bible that God has made, that is his thing, that be contradictory to him what he's doing, will not contradict anything. Meaning what? Will get you in trouble, will put you in jail, will get you fines, will get you anything according to God. Because as he said same thing. They said, is it lawful to give to Caesar? He made this clear. You give to Caesar what's due to Caesar. You give to God what's due to God. Meaning what? If Caesar want to charge you taxes, you pay your taxes. But still, that don't change what is owed to God. Meaning what? If you sit there and you doing something that's according to the law of the land, you follow that. What belongs to God is still owed. Now, let's move this over to these multiple marriages. He don't use legal paper, but they do make their own marriage certificates, which is silly within itself. But they tell you not to get married under the Roman system, as I believe that what they was using. So if you're not gonna get married on the Roman system, how are you getting married under God's system? Because the problem is, if you get married under multiple marriages, under the legal system, you're going to go to jail because it's against the law. So how can you have a law that's against God? Because God say, give to Caesar what due to Caesar. And God don't even tell you that. So how can you do a law over here? You can name any law that God said don't do that can make you go to jail. See, because we have people that's homosexuals. He's against that. But do people practice homosexual activities in the world? Yeah. Well, do they go to jail? No. He tell you commit not adultery. They commit adultery in the world. Yes. Do they go to jail? No. So we can see, even though that things happens in his spiritual world to where he telling you it's against him, and you do it in the world, you still gonna get away with it. So if he tells you these things and he's saying, keep this in mind, he's saying you can have multiple wives, which is not there, but they say it's there. So it's saying you can have multiple wives. Why not? If you can commit adultery and do all these things that he says don't do, and they can do over here automatically, why are you not doing the multiple wives and getting it legally over on this side? The reason why, you're about to go to jail. The reason why, because it's illegal. The reason why, it's not according to God and it's not according to man. That's a philosophy that's drawn up because they follow in flesh. They keep pointing to David and everybody else that this is them, this is this is that. Oh, we're gonna tell you what, David, you'll see David in the kingdom. You'll see him in the kingdom. You'll see this one. Yeah, you keep going the way you're going, you won't be there. You saying all these people being in the kingdom and you doing things according to the flesh. You're not looking to God, you're looking to David. You're not looking to God, you're looking to Solomon. These are the things you're doing. But then they'll sit there and say they're doing things according to God. I don't get it. So with that, hopefully people will sit there, understand what's going on, but then also with this class, it will be over on the other side. And the same thing is he can sit there and say what he want to say. I can care less at this point, but he come on the field talking about this multiple wives. He gonna always be me. He will be running to some precepts from me. That's a guarantee. So same thing. He can sit there. He can go on this. He can go on this page. He can talk all his little trash he want, and cuss all he want. He can use all that all he want to. However, when you want to deal with scripture, go in the book. Don't sit there and give me personal words. Go in the book and prove your point. But that's something that he's incapable of doing. And that's something I clearly already know, because based on seeing a few things he's already done, and I know he's incapable of precepting the Bible. That I clearly know. So with that, I'm gonna do everything else that people need to see as far as the class later, and just make sure that you guys email me. I got my email in there to where you guys can email me, and then we can go from there. So hopefully that you guys will continue. But this later on this afternoon, that class, it will not be shown here. We'll do the weekly, the regular weekly. You'll see here. Excuse me. But that Precept Written Communication class, that will be strictly over on the other side. It's not going to be shown here. So I just want to make sure, and I do see a Daniel Jeffries. If you send me an email, like I was saying, if you send me an email, I'm trying to see is it there. I can make sure that you're part of the class, and that's the main part what I'm looking for, to where you guys be part of the class, and that's part of the main thing. And I still don't see no email from you, because I'm actually in it right now to check it. And I don't see no email by you, but just make sure you guys be over there. Make sure you're in there, and you'll see it. And then you'll see one say like the big blue button, something like that. But you can go in there, and then class will be right there. So you'll see that, and everything will be live video. Everything will be going. So just make sure that, and then and still can't register. Okay, so yeah, you can't register if you're in. Okay, so the main thing again, if you're in the KJBU, actually, I'm gonna tell you what. Let me do this. Let's do something else. Let's do something else a little bit quicker, to where I can take care of a few, because it's only a couple people here. So let's do this. And let's do this real quick. I'm trying to get to, I don't know why I went to there we go. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this I'm gonna put the yeah, I got it. Now, Pierre, what I'm gonna do, I just got yours. What I'm getting ready to do, I'm gonna respond to you, my brother, and I'm gonna give you my I'm giving you my number, and there's brother Pierre. I just sent you my number. So as soon as I come out, just call me. So I just got your email. I just got your email. So just call me, and we'll take care of it from there. So other than that, everybody else should be good because this evening we're gonna go over there, but we're gonna be taking step by step. And if you guys want to, same thing. If you guys want to get the book, you can. If not, it's okay. Yeah, I see that you got it. Okay. So yeah, so we can take care of everything from that point. So with that, hopefully that everybody else we go through. But this evening, yeah, we're gonna be going through this, and actually, you're gonna see it's gonna be really, really, really fruitful for a lot of us that we're going through this to where we're gonna see exactly how to actually tear down scriptures. So that's one of the main parts. And then as we come back here, also everybody who will be back there, we still need to make sure that we still need to see who you are because you can't come in there and we don't know who you are. So we will be seeing, we will have video live to where we need to see exactly what I'm dealing with. So with that, I appreciate everybody and to move forward with that from here out. But this afternoon, I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, again, you see these you can't sign in. Yeah, just say you just lost the and I know be for real, I know who you are. So yeah, but just use the just use that you forgot your password because I know it because I know you signed in. That I know. And just make sure that you can get in there. Because just say you lost your password and it'll resend it to you. It'll resend it right to you. And I tried to register and wasn't able to. Yeah, again, King 101, King 111. Yeah, just send me an email. Send me an email and we can take care of that from that point because I got to take care of a couple of things, and then that's all we're going to be doing. So, and this is here where we're not going to be adding a lot of people like as we go forward. We're not going to be adding people to those classes because that class is going to be set. Because I believe we're going to be running 1 or 2, and that class is going to be set from that point. We're not going to do like add people to it because this is a class that's going to have about 6. It's going to be about 6 or 8 sessions in it to where it'll be clear, to where you guys will be able to run on your own. And I'm talking about it's very informational, very helpful. I guarantee you will learn a lot unreal. Like it's unreal. So make sure you're part of it. So with that, I appreciate everybody and into this late this evening. I say to each and every person, shalom.